everybody, appreciate you coming and tuning in today. My name is Glenn Shelton. I am founder and president of Lead Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about follow-up. Now before I get into follow-up, I also wanted to explain a little bit more about myself so that way you guys are aware of who I am and why I have any reason to be talking about follow-up. I have been in sales for the past 10 years. When I was 19, I started out door knocking for home security systems, traveling all across the US to sell those home security systems door to door. Since then, I have started off selling alarm systems. Then I sold cell phones at Verizon Wireless. I did appliances at Sears. I sold IT services. That was a B2B transaction. I sold insurance policies, both health and life insurance. And ultimately, all of these sales experiences led me to starting my own marketing company called Lead Heroes. So if you want to check out a little bit more about my company, you can go to leadheroes.com. And there's all sorts of content, blog articles, podcasts, videos, specifically in regards to insurance sales, but ultimately a lot of this content can be for anyone in the sales industry. You know, follow-up is follow-up, whether you're following up in the B2B world, B2C, or you know, you're out there door knocking and you've got to follow up with someone that you knocked on earlier that day. So now that I've kind of introduced myself, I'd like to go into some of the specifics about follow-up, and this is crucial. As I'm sure most of you have heard, there's a saying called "the fortune is in the follow-up," and that is absolutely true. You make all of your money by following up with these people. And to give you another way of thinking about this or looking at it, if you were to ask someone who already knew who you were, who already knew what you were trying to sell them, and you ask them to buy something, do you think they're more likely to buy from you, or do you think someone who's never met you before is going to be more likely to buy something from you? And obviously, following up with someone who already knows who you are is going to be significantly more likely to convert. I believe the stat I read on this was 60 to 80% of follow-up leads, so people you've already spoken to or warm market, warm network, right? You're that much more likely to close a lead. So about 60 to 80% more likely. So it makes perfect sense to follow up with leads rather than just focus on generating new leads. So the first thing I want to talk about was there is a company called Velocify out there. Velocify is a CRM system. We're going to talk a little bit more about what a CRM is here in a minute. But this company, Velocify, did an independent study on 40,000 leads that went through their system. So they had 40,000 leads, and they wanted to see how many times these leads were being contacted. Now, Velocify has a dialer built into their CRM, so you can make phone calls right from the system. In fact, that's why most people purchase or, lease that software, is so that way they can track their phone calls as they're calling their leads, as they're doing their follow-up. And the results from this study were staggering. I mean, this is something that they did, I think, 2 or 3 years ago now, but it's still something I talk about all the time because I know it's true. Being in the lead generation business, I know that their results are true based on my own findings, working with sales reps all over the United States. And B, I very much so trust that company and that brand to give us accurate results from this independent study. So the 40,000 leads, a third of them were never even contacted once. So they were never called. So when you're talking about buying leads, you're talking about wasting a lot of money. If you're not even going to call them once, like that's absurd to me. That makes me want to pull my hair out if you're not going to at least contact a lead one time. And then there was about another third of leads that only got contacted once, which when we're talking about follow-up, calling someone once isn't really follow-up. Your first interaction with someone or that first point of contact is great and it has to happen, but that's not even, I wouldn't even consider that as follow-up. That's your first contact, your first attempt. Really, I would consider follow-up anywhere from your 2 to 10 plus phone calls or 2 to 10 plus contact attempts after you first made contact with this prospect or with this lead. So, and then they kind of showed a graph of the 2 to 11 contacts and what was best for getting a hold of someone and where you were most likely to have that sale made. So the end result of this Velocify study was that between 5 and 10 attempts was really optimum. Some people argue about what that exact number is, and I don't really think it's relevant whether it's 7, 7.5, or 8 or 9. I think the point is that you have to be contacting these prospects and these leads multiple times. You can't just call someone once or twice. So if you think about the average sales rep here in the United States is only contacting a lead most likely one time or not at all. So again, as someone who does lead generation professionally, so when I send leads to someone, the statistical likelihood of them doing any follow-up is about a 1 in 3 chance, which again, I can tell you from both personal stories of working with sales representatives and also from these studies like Velocify published that show that that's exactly correct. People aren't following up with these leads, these prospects, which when you're paying great money, which again, this is on the list to talk about, why would you pay money for leads? As someone who benefits, who profits from people buying leads, I will be the first one to tell you, if you aren't going to follow up, don't do it. You're throwing money away. Don't buy leads. You know, why would you buy leads if you're not going to follow up? It makes no sense. So the next thing I want to talk about was follow-up strategies and methods. So you realize you got to follow up. That's where all the money's at. You know, going from, if you have 10 leads, right? Let's say you called all 10 leads once, maybe you got 1 sale, but if you strategically and systematically followed up with those other 9 leads, chances are you're going to close another 1, 2, or 3 more additional leads. That can be the difference between losing money on your marketing dollars and making money when you're spending those marketing dollars. So there's a few different strategies and methods, and I think Velocify even came out and said that what they found to be best was a combination of emails and phone calls. So of course, depending on the lead and your market and what you're trying to accomplish, maybe email doesn't make sense, maybe phone calls don't make sense. You know, there's so many different ways to follow up with someone. You can go and knock on their door, whether it's a business or a consumer. If you're into door knocking, of course. Text messages, of course, make sure they've opted in for that. Don't just start sending cold messages. That would be a TCPA compliance issue. And then there's technology like ringless voicemail where you can drop a voicemail message on their phone. Of course, you can call them. And so what Velocify found was a combination of doing phone calls and emails, doing about 14 contact attempts over about a 2-week period, so roughly 1 per day. I'm sure if you look up this Velocify study, you can kind of dig into the details on that. But it's less about what your strategy or less about what your system is, and it's more about making sure you have one. You know, for example, one of my bigger clients who sells Medicare supplements, which is health insurance for seniors, and they do everything over the phone. And their system is that they're going to make sure they at least call every single lead 5 times before they give up on it. They don't really care what happens during those first 5 contact attempts. Even if they're upset, even if they tell them they're not interested, they're going to make at least 5 contact attempts. And if they don't get any sort of resolution, they're going to leave a voice message that kind of explains why they were calling. And then they're going to move on. They're going to cut the low-hanging fruit and they're going to move on. So that's just one system that a client of mine has that you could kind of model your system after. So tons of different strategies and methods to contacting your leads and prospects. You know, start thinking in your head, how can I do this? Maybe you have your own system that you found that works really well. I absolutely encourage you to pursue something that works best for you. There's no such thing as a single one solution or one strategy or one software, which we're going into next here, that everyone will work best for everyone. You know, there's some software and some strategies that work really well for enterprise level clients, people who have massive sales, massive marketing dollars, massive sales forces that's going to be a little different than if it's just you and you're completely independent and you're trying to sell something. So with the CRM and dialer, this ties into the strategy and methods. You have to keep track of what you're doing, or else you won't even know how many contact attempts you've made. Velocify is an option. They are definitely on the pricier end. There's several others that I recommend. I'll actually link to an article that I wrote almost 2 years ago now for insurance agents picking out the best CRM. And again, even though it was written for insurance agents, it's absolutely applicable to everyone. Our number 2 pick from that article, we reviewed our top 10 CRMs. Our number 2 was Zoho. Zoho was essentially a CRM that was designed for people working out of their home. So it's made to be, and they built it to really be scalable too. So I highly recommend checking out Zoho. That's just one off the top of my head. There are so many CRM systems out there. Again, less about which CRM, dialer, or software you use to follow up. And it's more so about the fact that you have something that you do use, or else you won't even know how many contact attempts you made. You won't even know who bought or when they bought. You know, a simple CRM can save you time and make you a lot of extra money. So definitely, guys, if you're in sales, if you're trying to figure out how to be more successful, how to get more out of your marketing dollars, definitely look into getting a CRM, a dialer, or some sort of software that will help you track your leads, your marketing dollars, your prospects. Next was something I really already mentioned, but I'm going to say it again because I think it's very important. Do not waste money. And when I say do not waste money, that means if you aren't going to follow up with your leads, with your prospects, do not spend any marketing dollars. It doesn't make any sense. Do something like cold call yourself or go cold door knock yourself. If you are brand new and you're still trying to cut your teeth, do something like that if you don't have the money to spend. And again, CRMs aren't that expensive. Some CRMs can be as cheap as $10 a month. And a lot of them will even give you a free trial. So it's not about having a ton of money to set up a system. It's more about just taking the time and to think this through, to have a strategy in place that includes having a CRM. Because if you don't have a follow-up system where you can track leads and prospects, you're absolutely throwing money away. You're burning money. You're throwing money into a fire. Just put that in your mind. When next time you think about spending money on marketing, spending money on leads, I want you to literally think about, if I don't follow up, you're throwing money into a furnace. You are literally burning money. So hopefully I got that point across. And then the last one here is hire an assistant. And hiring an assistant might seem counterproductive. I'm trying to follow up. Why would I hire someone? But if you've gotten to the point where you are too busy or you have too many other tasks at hand that you can't spend the time to follow up with all your leads, I absolutely get it. I have over 60 assistants on my payroll for that exact reason. I don't have the time to do all of these different tasks myself. I had to hire someone. So if you need to hire an assistant to assist you in following up, absolutely do it. They can do phone calls for you. They can manage your CRM for you. They can work out of your dialer for you. So they can do all of these extremely important and profitable things that you don't have the time or ability to do. So if you don't know where to hire an assistant, you're not sure what to do or where to even start, which I get it. I know so many people in that boat. That was me just 5 years ago. The idea of hiring an assistant seemed absolutely crazy. At Lead Heroes this year, we're actually offering monthly packages to have an assistant. So for $10 an hour, you can have your own assistant. You don't even have to hire them, you don't have to train them, and you don't even have to manage them. We will provide an assistant for you to make phone calls. That's live as of January 1st, you guys. So if you don't have time, that's not an excuse. We'll even provide an assistant for you. So again, you guys, I hope you really took away from this that the fortune is in the follow-up, that having a system or strategy in place would be paramount before even buying leads or spending additional money on marketing. I hope you guys had a wonderful new year, and there's going to be a lot more exciting content coming here soon. Again, Glenn Shelton, founder and president of Lead Heroes. We'll talk again shortly.